Welcome to Drill Down Earnings. We have the latest results from HPE, the exciting part of the company that used to be Hewlett Packard. I'm Cory Johnson, Chief Market Strategist for the Futurum Group, which is based right here in Austin, Texas, where I am right now. So exciting. Hewlett Packard earnings, Hewlett Packard Enterprise earnings, I should say, HPE. Q2 earnings, and they were good. Wall Street likes a beat, and this was a beat. What's not to like? Let's look into these actual numbers. So they did $7.2 billion in the quarter. That's up 3% on a year-over-year basis. That's not fantastic, but it's good given what's going on in lots of non-AI businesses. Of course, their AI business was great. So server revenues, $3.9 billion. Their intelligent edge business doing well, $1.1 billion. Their cloud business, 1.3, But I think what's really going on here is the server business is really driving this company. And one of the things that's going on here is that their average annualized revenue run rate is just growing and growing and growing. This is becoming a really powerful business driven by AI system revenues. So their AI system revenues went through the roof in this quarter, and nearly $1 million in the quarter, and well above, almost double what they were doing 18 months ago. So just fantastic. So it was a really strong quarter for these guys. How did the stock react? Well, the stock went straight up. When they announced these earnings, the stock rallied 20% after doing kind of nothing all year, 16%, which was worse than the S&P 500 for a year. So while this stock was kind of hanging out for a year, all of a sudden these AI numbers and server sales hit this business. And what's really interesting, so let's think about what happens in a data center and why data centers are. These giant chips from NVIDIA, and lesser so from AMD, are big power consumers, and they run pretty hot. And when you have so many of them in a server rack, these server racks run really, really hot. One of the most expensive things in the maintenance of a data center is the cooling of these chips. It's not just a bunch of fans going on here. The cutting edge of cooling right now in these data centers is liquid cooling, is running water right next to these systems, even on the system boards themselves, to keep them cool and distribute the heat when the heat, certain parts of the system heats up, even certain parts of the semiconductor will have these heat spikes. The liquid cooling is the cutting edge, the bleeding edge of what's being done in data centers right now. And HPE is an expert in this. They've been working on this for decades with 300 patents in liquid cooling, which was relevant years ago, but really relevant right now. And it's really fueling their server sales, no pun intended. And here's HPE's CEO, Antonio Neri, a friend of the show. He's been on the podcast. We like him. Fascinating guy. But they've got a real edge with liquid cooling, and he's pressing that edge. Here's what he had to say during the conference call.
I will summarize it on 4 key elements. One is our ability to deliver and run systems at scale. So AI systems scale. That's a unique expertise, and we have decades of experience. Number 2 is our infrastructure cooling intellectual property. We actually have all the IP necessary to cool systems in 3 different ways, for that matter. Our manufacturing footprint, which is very unique. We have one of the largest water-cooled manufacturing footprints in the world, with 2 very important locations in the US and in Europe, which are close to customers. And then last but not least is services. What I think people are coming to realize that running the system at scale requires unique services capabilities.
So yeah, liquid cooling is something we're going to be hearing a lot about in the coming years as these data centers grow, the heat of these data centers grow, as power and climate change makes these problems. Here in Austin, it was 99 degrees yesterday. I need some liquid cooling. I also need the drill down earnings bite, the one number that tells us a whole lot. I'm going to have that about HPE. The one number you got to remember about this company when this show continues after this.
The Drill Down is brought to you by Futurum Group, where analysts, researchers, advisors, content creators, and marketing experts help business leaders anticipate and understand shifts in their industries and build strategies to leverage disruptive innovation. With deep analysis, Futurum Group's extensive industry experience delivers reliable research and data, thought leadership, and actionable advice to help you with your strategy and go-to-market efforts. Futurum Group.
So Hewlett Packard Enterprise Q2 earnings, here's your big takeaway. Okay, $7.2 billion in revenues. That was really great, even though the intelligent edge business was not doing well in the quarter. AI drove growth for this company, and it drove 4% top line growth. But I promise you the drill down earnings bite, the one number that tells us a whole lot. And that is, since they started selling these AI systems in Q1 2023, They have now sold $4.6 billion worth of these systems in terms of product and services to make them work. That's a fantastic number and bodes well for the future. If AI is a future, but I think it is, it certainly is for HPE. All right, thanks for listening to Drill Down Earnings. I'm Cory Johnson. Check me out at X, at Cory TV. Send us your requests, your comments. I want to know what you think. Drill Down Earnings, part of 6.5 Media.